That's better. Much more friendly over this side. Oh, camera! Camera! Watch the birdie. Hello, another camera. Give them a wave, give us a clap. We deserve it. What fool put me on here? Thank you very much, you're too kind. That bloke with that camera should have been on here, really. I can take photos. And here's for my mates in the caravan. Oh, look at the royal waves coming out from in there. Look, the royal waves. Somebody let one go. More cameras. And the 1000cc left-hand sidecars for the Vesra Brakes Trophy. We're underway with the demonstration. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the very famous, why wasn't he on the trailer with us? Arnie Hendrickson and the hinged sidecar. Going at the moment left-handed. Arnie Hendrickson, sponsored by his daughter, Paula Wiseman. Just giving you a little rundown of this 500cc speedway style solo with the hinged sidecar. This machine has seen very little light of day since the 60s when it was actually banned. More information about that later. Just watch this thing go. I can tell you it's a very fast piece of kit. The passenger just stays on the back wheel of the solo at all times, doesn't have to actually get into the chair, doesn't have to move very much, and I think that's one of the reasons why they banned it. Just ride it like a solo. Actually looked like a 500 GR engine in it now. It's, started off life I think with a Jawa years ago and looked like a GR in it then. But this is Arnie Hendrickson, a man of very fine standing. I have a big cutout here from the Motorcycle News from years ago, showing Arnie Hendrickson and his secret weapon at a grass track in Surrey. We'll read the rest of it to you later on. There goes the checkered flag, a familiar sight for Arnie Hendrickson and Paul Wiseman. A very fast piece of kit, 500cc solo machine basically, with the hinged sidecar. Paul Johnson getting in a lap or two of practice. Must be some information here somewhere. Riding with Jason Gill this afternoon on his 1000cc Yamaha outfit. Can somebody tell me where we got a 30-mile-an-hour sign at the side of the track? He's done with speed in that, Paul Johnson, the way he's going. Paul Johnson probably had a bit of motor trouble or one or two problems he needed to iron out from practice, but that bike looks totally on the song now. Going very well in recent weeks, and sounds absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Youth demonstration race. On the line, the revs are rising. No fear here, they're away. Look at that little cadet make that trap. Look at him go. Well, I saw a number 5 there, but not sure if the numbers are true in this race. It says riders who took part yesterday in the ACU training and are doing some demonstration races today. Well, I did see a number 5, Craig Wallace. Well, they're well on their way round there now. 155 is Joshua Taylor. He's made up to the front round that turn. Winding up the throttle. 155, Joshua Taylor. On 38, that's 3. It wasn't a 5, it was a 3. 3 is Joshua Goodwin. Oh, man in front has got the biggest motorbike. I suppose he should have the biggest lead, really. Perhaps we can handicap them next time. On track starting today, ladies and gentlemen, European fashion. That'll make it a bit airy into that first corner, I can tell you. 155, Joshua Taylor takes the last lap flag. Second place, I could have sworn it was 38, but I can't see a 38 in the programme. Perhaps it's 58, Harry Stevens. And number 3, Joshua Goodwin. Nice grandstand banking there. We're allowed to use that this afternoon on the larger European circuit here at High Easter. 155, Joshua Taylor takes the win. .58, Harry Stevens takes second place. Followed home quickly by number 3, Joshua Goodwin. 2 members of the All Helmet and Boots Brigade. Didn't they do well? We will see them again later on in the meeting. More juniors coming to the line. More juniors coming to the line. This time we see 28, Ollie Rayson. See number 24, Stuart Walker. Number 5, Craig Willis. And number 7, Amy Taylor. This is the big one, chaps, for the big boys and girls of the seniors. There they go. Mad dash into the first corner. 5, Craig Willis picks it up. Again, he has got the biggest machine, so really he should have the biggest lead. As he goes down that back straight, past the Motorex, past the DID signs. Past the 500cc Sidecar Association sign. The supporters are out in full force this afternoon. Craig Willis. From Stuart Walker. Amy Taylor. And Ollie Rayson. Ollie Rayson trying the wide line round the outside now. It's all systems go for these 3. Craig Willis well away down the other end of the straight, but these 3 are having a right ding-dong battle between them. Not quite sure what size machines each of them are riding. These 3 look like they're 125s. Maybe they could be hundreds. The last lap flag. Craig Willis. From Amy Taylor now in second place. From Stuart Walker and Ollie Rayson. Those 3 still quite close together as Craig Willis takes the checkered flag. A fine win for him. These juniors are still at it. Look at those 2 in second and third place. There's no love lost there, is there? As they come out of the last turn, it's the last twist of the throttle. Here they come. Number 7, Amy Taylor gets second place from Ollie Rayson, and then Stuart Walker. 12 riders coming to the line to do battle. It's going to be very hairy on that first turn. You see 666 there, Colin Mansry quite close to me. 170, Christian Potter. 82, Chris Still. 75, Lee Street. Number 50, Paul Beachy, not ready to come in. Now, this is what we didn't want. He's got clutch problems, I think. He's going to try and chase in from the back. And there they go. Round the first turn, it is Lee Street that picks it up. Adam Shipp coming to go at him on the inside down that back straight now. Gary Wells there in third place. It's L for Leather as Adam Shipp picks it up. Lee Street is right in there behind him and pushing hard. It's Adam Shipp that picks it up here from Lee Street. Lee Street trying that outside line on him. Street trying to get on the inside down that back straight. Changes to the outside as he enters into that corner, but Adam Ship seems to have the best of it at the moment. Much wider circuit here this afternoon, the European circuit at High Easter. It's 16, Adam Ship from 75, Lee Street from Gary Wells, David Knowles, Barrie Bates, Chris Still, Ben Morby. And the race continuing. Look at that battle on the front line. There's no love lost there as Lee Street tightens it up on the inside. Can he come through? He comes right up alongside. He's just got the advantage as he goes into that next turn. It's Lee Street from Adam Ship. Adam Ship trying to have a go back now, but Lee Street just pulling away slightly down that back straight. Adam Ship now comes in much faster. He's trying it on the inside. He's got right in there. Can they do it? It comes up now to the checkered flag. 75, Lee Street takes it from Adam Ship in second place. I think we're going to get some good racing out of them this afternoon. Then it was 70, Gary Wells. Then David Knowles, Chris Still. Somebody else, Chris Morby, Colin Mandry, Barrie Bates. Barrie Bates' old leathers confused me and made me say that was Barrie Bates up further when it wasn't. Then Christian Potter and Mark Harris and Paul Beachy. Official result for you in a moment. Race 1 in your programme, the first race of the afternoon, a cracking win for number 75, Lee Street. Lee Quality Street. In second place was number 16, tried hard all the way there, Adam Ship. In third place it was number 70, Gary Wells. In fourth place it was number 67, David Knowles. In fifth place was number 82, Chris Still. Sixth place was number 62, Steve Sarrett. Seventh place was number 28, Sam Morby. No, Ben Morby, taking Sam's place. Eighth place was 666, Colin Mandry. Ninth place, number 1, Barrie Bates. 10th place, 170, Christian Potter. 11th place, number 4, Mark Harris. And 12th place, number 50, Paul Beachy. The winner's time was 1 minute 26 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 51.6 miles per hour. 51.6 from the 250s. We move on with the 500cc sidecars. And if I can give you that other result again or not, I'll try it quickly. 75, 16, 70, 67, 82, 62, 28, 666, 1, 170, 4 and 50, 1 minute 26 and 2/5 seconds, 51.6 miles per hour. These are the international sidecar class, the 500cc's. Revving up on the line, and there they go. Down towards the first corner. Number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. Pick it up right from the start. No messing as they power around that first turn. Few yards clear already. What a brilliant first corner for Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens, the 4 times British champions. Followed by number 1, Clive Willis and Mike Simpson, and number 7, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Then Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And Andy Kerrison and Steve Ashby bringing up the rear. What a good array of international sidecars we have here this afternoon. This is the warm-up for the European round next year. Number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. Very familiar on British and international European circuits. Very famous for his winning on all of them as well. Flat out. Round the turn, winding up that motor. Number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. From Clive Willis and Mike Simpson. From Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. Andy Kerrison and Steve Ashby. Round the last turn then for the last time, the checkered flag held high. A win for number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. From number 1, Clive Willis and Mike Simpson. From Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. Andy Kerrison and Steve Ashby. Official result in a jiffy. From a win for number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. In second place, number 1, Clive Willis and Mike Simpson. In third place, number 7, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. In fourth place, number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And in fifth place, number 8, Andy Kerrison and Steve Ashby. No 6th finisher, the winner's time 1 minute and 27 seconds, an average speed of 51.2 miles per hour. Race 2 then, 3, 1, 7, 4, 8, 1 minute and 27 seconds, 51.2 miles per hour. 5 outfits make their way to the line now. We look for Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford with number 10 on their outfit. Number 23 is Tony Starke and Darren Wood. Oh, we're not going to get 5 outfits, are we? We're going to have 4 because we haven't got John Hathaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, correct. Number 49, Brian Canning and Steve George. Number 71, Brian Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. 4 outfits to do battle in this one then. John Hathaway a cracked rib, keeping him out of racing this afternoon, but I'm sure he'll be back with a vengeance just as soon as he's well enough. Starting marshal got them all under control. The starter is sitting on top of this caravan doing his stuff. And away they go. Another brilliant start, if I say it myself. That man knows what he's on. I see him starting to try and get a flyer, but he managed to stop that. Congratulations. Here they come. The 500cc International Sidecars. In action, here at High Easter. Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford in the lead. Tony Starke and Darren Wood in second place. Unfamiliarly, we have Raz Palmer at the back of the pack. What has happened to Raz? There's a big battle coming on for that second place. But out in front, knowing nothing about it, neither does he care, it's Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. Tony Starke and Darren Wood in second place. Then Brian Canning and Steve George. And then Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Who would ever have thought they'd have been fourth in this? No disrespect to the other riders, but we have learned to expect a little bit better from Raz. Tony Cook, Daniel Crawford, take the last lap flag. Tony Starke and Darren Wood, Brian Canning, Steve George. Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Oh, there's no love lost between those 2 middle outfits, and they look like they're going to have a go here. The checkered flag is being made ready as we speak, so it's now or never for these outfits. Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford take their first win of the afternoon. Just a 23 from 49 there in second place. Tony Starke from Brian Canning and Raz Palmer in fourth. Official result in a moment. A win for number 10, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. In second place was number 23, Tony Starke and Darren Wood. In third place was number 49, Brian Canning and Steve George. And in fourth place was number 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 29 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 50.1 miles per hour. From the top, 10, 23, 49, 71, 1 minute and 29 seconds, 50.1 miles per hour. Race 4 coming to the line then. Number 9 is Keith Drury and Richard Webb. 151, Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson. 123, Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. 189, Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. Yes, that's a lady passenger on number 189, Debbie Bird. Well, the Paul Moorcock sponsors and fan clubs are in great attendance here this afternoon, and they'll be looking for their man to come past that checkered flag first. Trouble is, there's 3 or 4 other outfits out there that would rather it didn't happen. Gary Ball and Debbie Bird being told to change positions on the line. They've got a big wide run to that first corner. If they can get there first and cut the other one's noses off, they'll be in for a win. There they go then, flat out towards the first turn. Paul Moorcock getting the better of the start. Keith Drury getting the better of the first turn. It's Keith Drury and Richard Webb that power out of that first turn first. You can tell the boys that are used to these on-track starts abroad. The others do leave a little bit too much room on the first corner because they get there quicker than they think. Keith Drury, Richard Webb then, leading this one. Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn in second place in hot pursuit. Then Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. 151, Mad Earn and Paul Rayson. Having a bit of a misfiring, splattering time at the back there. Hands in the air for Mad Earn. Sorry to see him. Oh no, it's going again. Or is it? Never mind, let's concentrate on the front runners. Number 9, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. through as and Boy Wonder. Down the back straight. Paul Moorcock. Scott Dunn pushing hard in second place. One more lap to go for Keith Drury from Paul Moorcock in second. Gary Ball in third. Mad Ern still limping round in fourth. It's the end of the last turn for the last time. Keith Drury seems to have stamped his authority on this one. Out of the last turn, up to that checkered flag. A win for number 9. Keith Drury and Richard Webb from 1, 2, 3. Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. .500cc sidecars, 500cc sidecars, race 4. Let's try and get this result out a bit quick. A win for number 9, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. In second place was number 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. In third place, 189, Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 30 and 1/5 seconds. The speed of 49.4 miles per hour. We're on our way now with race 5, the 350cc solos. Craig Smith touches the tape as he pulled back the start and let them go. And Craig Smith gets a slightly lesser start than he would have done if he could have preempted it. Matt Etherington goes to the centre green with problems. And we have a faller on that first turn. The yellow flags, red flags are out, so we are stopping the race in the interest of safety. I think that's Darren Sargent on the floor over there. Get their breath back and get ready. 114, Paul Bloomfield, additional runner in this race. 114, Paul Bloomfield. Those riders in, making their way to the line. You do have a green light system, whereas the revs do not need to be built up until the green light comes on, and then it's wait till the flag goes. No rolling starts here this afternoon. Those riders in, under starters orders now. Tape flies, and here they come. Paul Cooper gets to the front. Cooper man himself on his way. Always rides here. Well here, I meant to say. Always rides well here at High Easter. Look at the lead he's got already. Simon Davey moves up into second place. Hasn't lost any of his sparkle, has he? Paul Cooper, Simon Davey, Paul Bloomfield, James Peters, Terry Massingham, Chris Ward. All happening at High Easter. Lots of things happening in the midfield, but the front line is Paul Cooper all the way at the moment. From wheel paw in the air is Cooper man, from return man Simon Davey, from Paul Bloomfield, from Terry Massingham, from James Peters, Chris Ward and Gordon Walker. Problems for somebody in the far end there, look like they're retiring. Powering on though, Paul Cooper. Look at the speed of this man. Paul Cooper on the last lap from Simon Davey. Paul Bloomfield, Terry Massingham, James Peters, Chris Ward, Gordon Walker. Nicely spread out. Terry Massingham having a go at Paul Bloomfield now. She comes right up alongside down that back straight. Who's he going to be round this last corner? But the checkered flag falls for number 11, Paul Cooper. From return man, Simon Davey, a good second place for him. Terry Massingham picks up third. Paul Bloomfield in fourth. James Peters, Chris Ward with problems, and Gordon Walker. Those was a win for number 11, Paul Cooper. Second place was number 3, Simon Davey. Third place was number 213, Terry Massingham. Fourth place was number 114, Paul Bloomfield. Fifth place was number 45, James Peters, and sixth place was number 61, Chris Ward. Seventh place, number 84, Gordon Walker. No other finishers. The winner's time of 1 minute and 25 seconds, an average speed of 52.4 miles per hour. From the top, 11, 3, 213, 114, 45, 61, 84, 1 minute 25 seconds, 52.4 miles per hour. The rerun now of the race 5 at the top of the page there. I hope you didn't put that in the wrong place, I meant to tell you. Got overexcited yourself. This is the rerun of race 5. Here they go. Down to the first turn. Richard Smith picks it up. Hammers out of that first turn. Pulling wheelers as he goes down that back straight. Craig Smith moves up into second place. Ben Morby in third. Ben Morby coming up to second. Ben Morby going back to third. It's all action on that second turn, or third and fourth turn if you're a speedway person. 33, Richard Smith, from Craig Smith, from Ben Morby, from Andy Gom. It's all happening here at High Easter. Round that pits turn, Craig Smith now chasing hard after Richard Smith, but it's Richard Smith that leads it. Craig Smith in second, Ben Morby in third, then Andy Gom. Then Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. Sorry, I went Brenton earlier on. Quite get me head round it. Bevan Gilbert Jarrett is there, number 150, up from the juniors, having a go at the 350cc class. 33, Richard Smith. On the last lap flag, Craig Smith in second place, no relation. Then Ben Morby, Andy Gom, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, Matt Etherington. Paul Beachy bringing up the rear. The checkered flag is out. It's going to be a fine win, the first of the afternoon for 33, Richard Smith. Craig Smith in second, Ben Morby in third, then Andy Gom in fourth, then Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. Bringing up the rear, Matt Etherington. Race 5 was a win for number 33, Richard Smith. Second place was number 2, Craig Smith. Third place was number 90, Ben Morby. Fourth place was number 261, Andy Gom. Fifth place was number 150, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. In sixth place, number 5, Matt Etherington. And in seventh place, number 50, Paul Beachy. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 26 and 4/5 seconds, an average speed of 51.4 miles per hour. On track start then for the right-hand chariots. That'll make them bunch up a little bit in the first turn. Here plugs in for the start officials. Trevor Colvin closest to me. James Rogers furthest away from me. Gary Radley coming in. Steve Smith 121 coming in with Dave Williams. Kevin Mardell coming in from reserve. Taking the place of Neville Penfold. Somebody who believes he should be on the other side of the start, I think. One for the marshals to consider. Those outfits then. Under starter's orders. Colvin there almost in the roller, but they're away. Into the first corner, Steve Smith picks it up on the Honda Fireblade as he leads out of that turn. Trevor Colvin coming through on the inside in, taking that away from him, and Gary Radley and Roy Blaw right there in second place now as they bunch up into that turn. James Rogers and Damien James fighting his way through. It's Trevor Colvin from Gary Radley and James Rogers, Steve Smith, Ray Westbrook, and Kevin Mardell. 6 chariots of fire. Out of the turn then, 99. Trevor Colvin leading the bunch. James Rogers in second place and pushing hard on his Suzuki on the inside line there, trying to come on terms with Trevor Colvin. Fast and furious. Nice tight line there for Trevor Colvin, making James Rogers fight to go around the outside, the long way round. 2 more laps to go. It's Trevor Colvin from James Rogers, from Gary Radley, from Steve Smith, Kevin Mardell and Ray Westbrook. Round they come then. Last lap flag is out. It's tight stuff here on the front line. Trevor Colby got the best of it at the moment. James Rogers in second place. Then Kevin Mardell, who has come up from last to third place. Then Gary Radley, Steve Smith and Ray Westbrook. At the last turn, for the last time, there goes the checkered flag for Trevor Colvin from James Rogers. A little weight back for 57, Kevin Mardell. Then Gary Blore, Steve Smith and Ray Westbrook. Number 99, Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul opening their account with a win this afternoon. In second place was number 4, James Rogers and Damien James. In third place was number 57, Kevin Mardell and R. Rayner. Fourth place, number 22, Gary Radley and Roy Blore. Fifth place to number 121, Steve Smith and Dave Williams. And in sixth place was number 69, Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. The winner's time was 1 minute and 49 seconds precisely, given an average speed of 51.1 miles per hour. Race 8 coming to the line. Paul Johnson looks like he's going off the very inside. Gate number 1. Gary Parmenter in gate 2, John Stafford in gate 3, Paul Whitelam in gate 4, Ian Leamis in gate 5 and John Thorpe in gate 6. Lots of revs on, they're under started orders and away they go down the first straight. Paul Whitelam leads out of that first turn. Ian Leamis is right there in second place. And in third is Paul Johnson. Paul Johnson, a brilliant tight line round that turn, but unable to make any impression on Ian Leamis in front of him, or Ian Leamis on Paul Whitelam on the front line. But Paul Whitelam it is, out in front and going places here this afternoon. Ian Leamis in second place, pushing hard, flying in there into that corner, hard behind Paul Whitelam. Kev Jones then. Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips trying to sneak through on the inside. Paul Whitelam's left the door open this time and through he goes into that turn ahead of Paul Whitelam. Paul Whitelam takes the tight line. Ian Leamis takes the outside line and Paul Whitelam pulls it back. Paul Whitelam goes in front again. Ian Leamis this time right round the outside. Devastating stuff on the front line. Ian Leamis leads. Paul Whitelam in second place. Paul Johnson in third place. Checkered flag out this time. Only a 4-lapper for 183. Ian Leamis from Paul Whitelam, from Paul Johnson, from John Stafford, from Gary Parmenter and John Thorpe. That was a win for number 183, Ian Leamis and Paul Phillips. In second place was number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. In third place was number 7, Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. In fourth place was number 81, John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. In fifth place it was number 18, Gary and Craig Parmenter. And in sixth place, number 362, John Thorpe and Ian Howell. The winner's time was 1 minute 25 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 52.2 miles per hour. Ivan and CC Soto's coming to the line, then we look for Craig Smith, Martin Sturgeon, Gary Brown, Jason King, John Yeldham, John Pope, Ian Rainman Gutteridge. That's the lineup. 2, 1, 3 and 8 are non-starters, I'm told. The rest will go in this. John Yeldham, problems? We need somebody to give him a push for that motorbike. Don't look like he's going to get one. By the time he gets to ride it, if it does start, he'll be too knackered to ride it. It's away. John Yeldon coming up to the start line. Problems there for Jason King. Problems, I think, with the clutch of that machine. Problems there for John Yeldon. Clutch problems for John Yeldon. 2 minutes from being called under starter's orders. What he'll have to do if he does get it to go again is he will have to circle it round. I don't think he can get enough speed up to start it. Riders riding off the line to call the clutches down. For the Maxxis Tyres Trophy. The revs rise. The tapes fly, and there they go down the first straight. Jason King picks it up from the inside. Ian Guthridge goes right round the outside. He comes up in a second place. Martin Sturgeon takes it from him as they go down that back straight. It is Jason King out in front. Very fast young rider, just 17 years of age. Not frightened of that throttle, I can tell you. Jason King, Martin Sturgeon, Ian Guthridge, Craig Smith, Gary Brown, John Pope. Flat out, Jason King. Giving it what for. Well clear of Martin Sturgeon in a good second place there. Ian Guthridge in third. Then Craig Smith. Gary Brown and John Pope. John Pope in a very low gear. There's the last lap flag for Jason King. 1 lap to go for him. Martin Sturgeon holding on to a good second place. Craig Smith in there in third. Ian Guthridge in fourth. Then Gary Brown and John Pope. Round the last turn for the last time. Looks like it's going to be a very fast time to beat this one. Number 38, Jason King, takes that checkered flag. Martin Sturgeon takes second. Craig Smith in third. Ian Guthridge in fourth. Gary Brown in fifth. And John Pope in sixth place. Official results for you in a moment. The win there to number 38, Jason King. In second place was number 15, Martin Sturgeon. In third place was number 2, Craig Smith. Fourth place, 174, Ian Guthridge. Fifth place was number 22, Gary Brown. And in sixth place was number 69, John Pope. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 21 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 55 miles per hour dead. Race 10 then on the line. Under starter's orders. Oh, some tape pushing there to Starman having done all it. Another cracking start as those who were trying to cheat were rolling backwards, so the tapes went, and Phil Ambrose picks it up. Phil Ambrose goes down the back straight in first place. Look at the battle coming on there for second, third and fourth. Dave Rumsey moving up into that second spot. Phil Ambrose then. Dave Rumsey, Mark Giles, Mark Ferry, Scott Finlayson and Tim Mount. It's all happening here at High Easter. One very fast man is this Phil Ambrose. Powers towards victory, 2 laps done. It's 10. Dave Rumsey still holding on to second. Mark Giles in there in third. On the comeback trial after injury very early on in the season. He's having a good go here. Mark Ferry in fourth place. Tim Mount. Scott Finlayson. It's all happening at High Easter. The last lap flag for Phil Ambrose from Dave Rumsey. Mark Giles and Mark Ferry. These boys staying quite miraculously evenly spaced apart. As John Weeks and Mike Skelding bring up the rear. There goes the checkered flag. It's a win for Phil Ambrose. Second place to Dave Rumsey. Followed home by Mark Giles. Then Mark Ferry. Then it's Tim Wrecker Mount, Scott Finlayson, John Weeks and Mike Skelding. And for number 50, Phil Ambrose. In second place it was number 10, Dave Rumsey. In third place it was number 26, Mark Giles. Fourth place was 188, Mark Ferry. Fifth place was number 17, Tim Mount. Sixth place, number 6, Scott Finlayson. 7th place was 461, John Weeks. And in 8th place was 143, Mike Skelding. The winner's time was 1 minute and 21 seconds precisely, giving 55 miles per hour dead. For the Maxxis Tyres Trophy, see Tom Cooper on the line, Greg Parkin, Ian Leverington, number 25, a very fast man, Martin Williams. Number 19 coming in there, Nick Owen, Lee Ray's passenger. Let's see what he can do with a pair of handlebars. Number 11, Cooper Man, making his way to the line. It's going to be a good one. Under starter's orders, the revs rise. The tapes fly, and there they go. Paul Cooper from the inside, making a mad dash around the first turn. He just came off those inside pegs a little bit, left about 6 foot between him and the flags, and powered through to the front. Stevie Green there in 2nd place, pushing hard after Cooperman. Or is it? Flat out they come round that turn, it is indeed. It's 11, Paul Cooper. From 153 now, Tom Cooper, no relation. Then Stevie Green, then Gareth Hickmott and Paul Knott. And the racing goes on. We have a lovely day up here. The sun just behind a few clouds. It's not roasting us badly. It's not too hot and sweaty temperament. It's number 11, Paul Cooper. It's number 153, Tom Cooper. Then it's Stevie Green, fresh in from his Masters qualifying performance down there at Peasmarsh. Then it's Gareth Hickmott. He's just lost a place, unfortunately. Round they come then. Number 11, Paul Cooper at the last lap flag, from Tom Cooper, from Stevie Green, from Martin Williams, from Gareth Hickmott, from Paul Knott. Nick Owen and Ian Leverington. Checkered flag out. Number 11, Paul Cooper takes the win from Tom Cooper, from Stevie Green and Gareth Hickmott. We have 2 fallen riders down there. Martin Williams is one. I think Paul Knott is the other. Then crossing the line is Nick Owen. Very talented solo rider, it seems, as well as a sidecar passenger. And Ian Leverington bringing up the rear there. Martin Williams seems up and okay, but I think it's Paul Knott laying down on the floor by his machine. 5-3, Tom Cooper. 3rd place to number 60, Stevie Green. 4th place to number 7, Gareth Hickmott. 5th place to number 19, Nick Owen. And 6th place to 42, Ian Leverington. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 23 seconds, an average speed of 53.7 miles per hour. On the line then, 114, Mike Downs and Nathan Brown. 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Coming on is Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. Paul and John Grayson. And then Billy Penfold and Will Offin. Revs rise then. Riders now sitting nicely in line, waiting for the tape to go. And there goes the tape, and here they come into the first turn. Into the first turn, number 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor take it. What happened to Tony Penfold and Carl Bell there? Bit of a slow start for them, and they're well back. This will keep their points tally down a little bit unless they can move through this lot. They have their work cut out, I can tell you. Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor leading out of that turn from Billy Penfold. And Will Offin in 2nd place. Then Paul and John Grayson. Then Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. And Mike Downs and Nathan Brown bringing up the rear. Into the pits turn then. Tony Penfold trying to come through from fourth to third. He's made it up into third place, I think, on that turn. Up behind his brother, Bill, now, to go into that next turn. He's gone right round the outside. He's done a lot of them. He's done a lot of them in one easy movement from last up to first. He went past 3 outfits on that 1/2 lap. And he was well behind to start with, and he's made it all up inside 2 laps. What can you say? They come up now to start the 4th lap. Tony Penfold and Carl Bell, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor, Billy Penfold and Will Offin, Paul and John Grayson, Mike Downs and Nathan Brown bringing up the rear. Round the last turn then for the last time, from last to first in one race, 25. Tony Penfold and Carl Bell stamp their authority on this one. Well, Billy Penfold and Will Offin there in second. Then Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor, Paul and John Grayson. But race 12, left-hand sidecars, a win for number 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell, last to first. In second place was 1, 2, 3, Billy Penfold and Will Offin. In third place was number 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. Fourth place was number 8, Paul Grayson and John Grayson, and in fifth place was 114, Mike Downs and Nathan Brown. No sixth finisher, the winner's time at 1 minute 41 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 44 miles per hour. Low rider of the day and a £30 sidecar rider of the day. So thank you to the Butcher's Arms from North End, doing the beer tent here this afternoon. Ice cream van also in attendance. Gary Southgate to your two-way radio, please. Gary Southgate to your two-way radio, please. And that was not the best of starts in the world. The pre-75 solos. Problems for number 121, Paul Mantry. Some of them don't look too different from today's, do they? Roy Gom on his 250 PSA. Number 1, I think, is Ian Ransley on a 500 Java, but he's not actually in the program. The revs rise. The tapes fly and away they go. Problems for Chris Berwick. He didn't have it in gear, and he's away now. Out here. Going places. On the front line. It looked like Jack Walker. But is Jack Walker on the inside? Ian Guthridge trying to go around on the outside. Jed Rolfe and John Wallace having a right ding-dong performance there. The third. The BSA of John Wallace has lost none of its punch. Look at it go down that straight. He's holding on to third place, and I can tell you he's had some severe back problems. And his movement is somewhat restricted, but he's out there and giving it what for. Ian Guthridge picks it up from Jack Walker. John Wallace is right there in second place. Then Jed Rolfe. Then Tony Davey. Ian Guthridge taking the slightly wider line into that corner. Jack Walker looks like he's going to try and take him on the inside. The last lap flag comes out. It's Ian Guthridge from Jack Walker, from John Wallace, from Tony Davey, Jed Rolfe, Roy Hazelden, Roy Gom and Chris Sindall. But look at those front liners with Chris Berwick and then 101 bringing up the rear. 101 is Dave Wiseman. The checkered flag is out. It's 174, Ian Guthridge that takes it from Jack Walker. Just Tony Davey. From John Wallace and Jed Rolfe. Chris Sindall, Roy Hazelden, Roy Gom. Chris Berwick and Dave Wiseman. Official result to follow. Race 13 then. A win for number 174, Ian Guthridge. Second place, number 262, Jack Walker. Third place, number 3, Tony Davey. Fourth place to number 80, John Wallace. 5th place to number 41, Jed Rolfe. 6th place to number 31, Chris Sindall. 7th place to 364, Roy Hazelden. 8th place to number 4, Roy Gombe. 9th place to 559, Chris Berwick. 10th place, number 101, Dave Wiseman. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 31 seconds. An average speed, not bad for yesteryear's bikes, of 49 miles per hour dead. That's 174, 262, 380, 41, 31, 364, 4, 559, 101. 1 minute 31. 49 miles per hour. These are the 250cc solos. We've completed one leg. We go into the second leg with race 14. The 250 solos off pursuit of each other into the first turn. Lee Street gets the best of the start. Powering out of that first turn, looked like Stevie saw it on the outside, but Lee Street still zoomed up on the inside there. Adam Shipp coming through into second. They were 1 and 2 last time out, if I remember correctly, and they're really giving it what for out of this turn. It is 75, Lee Street, from Adam Shipp, from David Knowles, from Steve Siret. Down that back straight, it's hell for leather, but look at the bunching up there in the midfield. David Knowles and Stevie Siret having a right ding-dong battle. But it's 75, Lee Street. From 16, Adam Shipp. From David Knowles. From Gary Wells, Stevie Siret, Chris Still, Ben Morby. All happening on the front line as Adam Shipp now starts to creep up on Lee Street. He doesn't want to show his cards too early. They're on the last lap. It's now or never for Adam Shipp to try and claw some of those points back off of Lee Street. Otherwise, Lee Street will pull further ahead in this points table. And Adam Shipp knows all about that as they go down that back straight for the last time and into the last turn. Lee Street seems to have it all his own way at the moment. And here comes Adam Shipp up on the inside, but not quite going to make it. It's 75, Lee Street, 2 from 2. Adam Shipp, 2 seconds from 2. Then Gary Wells, Stevie Siret. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, Alan Foster, yeah, Alan.
With the full result. The official result there, a win for number 75, Lee Street. Second place to number 16, Adam Shipp. Third place to number 70, Gary Wells. Fourth place, 62, Steve Siret. Fifth place, number 82, Chris Still. Sixth place, number 67, David Knowles. Seventh place, number 28, Ben Morby. Eighth place, 666, Colin Mandry. Ninth place, number 1, Barry Bates. 10th place, number 4, Mark Harris. And 11th place, number 170, Christian Potter. No 12th finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 27 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 51.1 miles per hour. From the top, 75, 16, 70, 62, 82, 67, 28, 666, 1, 4 and 170. 1 minute 27 and 1/5 seconds, 51.1 miles per hour. Just been handed in a wheel with a compass. Wheel with a compass. Key ring with 1 key on it. If it's yours, come and get it. Also, there is a bit of lost property, a silver bracelet lost down there by the pits before practice, a silver bracelet. Anybody found that, we'd like you to hand it in. Know what honest chaps you are out there. Race 15 is underway. These are the 500cc International Continental type sidecars. Raz Palmer, a little bit more his style. He's out in front this time. Going down that back straight. Problems for number 1, Clive Willis and Mike Simpson as they retire on the centre green. 71, Raz Palmer leads it. On 23, Tony Starke and Darren Woods. And then number 7, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tom. Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson bringing up the rear. '71, Raz Palmer, Danny Hogg, Tony Starke and Darren Wood. Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong, Mad Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson bringing up the rear. More problems there for Ern. It's carburation, it seems. That's that flag. Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Tony Starke and Darren Wood. Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Ernie Crouch and Stevie Green. Checkered flag out. Bad Ern gets lapped. It's 71. Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg to take the win. From Tony Starke and Darren Wood. Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. The official result, a win for number 71. Brian, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. In second place it was number 23, Tony Starke and Darren Wood. In third place was number 7, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. In fourth place was number 151, Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson. No fifth or sixth finisher. The winner's time 1 minute 28 and 1/5 seconds. An average speed of 50.5 miles per hour. And welcome to Matt Logan. Come over to see what real grass track is, no doubt. Beer tent and all. 500cc sidecars, race 16. Passengers doing the solo bit, trying to wear their boots out. Clearing the track, clearing that start rut. 27, John Hathaway is a non-starter. We look for 8, Andy Kerrison and Steve Ashby. 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. 9, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. And 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. And away they go, down the first straight. Another cracking start for Lester Goodwin from the outside there as he runs right round the outside on the first turn. He gets his nose in front. It's all action stations down that back straight. Look at those 4 outfits. You have it all to the back of a transit van as they come round. And Keith Drury goes round the outside this time. Keith Drury comes over to second. Remember, outfit tipped over there. Looked like Paul Moorcock has gone over. Andy Kerrison there with him. And the race being stopped on the flags and the hooters. The next race on will be race 17, 500cc sidecars. Gordon, Debbie Bird, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. Well, I didn't know that Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford had a win first time out, so they'll be looking to repeat that performance here in race 17. Where they go, ice cream in one hand, microphone in the other. I should talk to the microphone and, talk to the ice cream and eat the microphone, won't I? There they go then. Down the back straight is Tony Cook that picks it up. In first place, coming around that pit's turn. Number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting in second place. Hot pursuit. Then Brian Canning, Steve George. And then Gary Bald and Debbie Bird bringing up the rear. Nicely spread out, makes it easy for us here in the commentary box. For me and the lap scorers. Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford then. Trying to make it 2 from 2. Round the pits turn, very fast indeed. Past that flag. For Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. Second place is still number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And it's Brian Canning and Steve George. Checkered flag goes for Tony Cook. From Simon Beard, Brian Canning, Gary Ball. While I was eating my ice cream, I can give you a result of race 17, but I'll give you that after 18. No, I won't do you after 16. Race 16 underway. Lester Goodwin not quite so quick off the tapes that time, but he goes round the first turn, he gets his nose in front, then Keith Drury comes through. Keith Drury picks it up with Richard Webb in front of Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. And it's Andy Carrison and Steve Ashby. 3 outfits only in this one, the rerun of race 16. Lester Goodwin going through on the inside now of Keith Drury, or is he? Through he went and takes up the lead. Keith Drury is in second place. Keith Drury fights back as he comes around that pit's turn. No love lost on the front line. Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens lead from Keith Drury. And Richard Webb. And Andy Carrison and Steve Ashby. Round the pit's turn this time, Keith Drury goes in wide, cuts it back for a tight line. Unable to make up enough ground on Lester Goodwin as they go into the last lap. Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. Keith Drury and Richard Webb. Andy Carrison and Steve Ashby. I expect Keith Drury to try his hard out on this last corner. Whether he can make it through there or not, I don't know. It's a good line. He's lining it up on the inside. He's got the goings. But it's just Lester Goodwin from Keith Drury and Andy Carrison. Race 16, the result of that one was a win for number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. In second place was number 9, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. In third place was number 8, Andy Carrison and Steve Ashby. No other finishers, the winner's time at 1 minute 28 and 2/5 seconds, giving an average speed of 50.4 miles per hour. In second place was number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. Third place was number 49, Brian Canning and Steve George. And fourth place, number 189, Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. No other finishers, the 1 minute 28 and 2/5 seconds, the speed of gain of 50.4 miles per hour. Identical times there again, shows how close these performers are in talent this afternoon. The revs rise for the 350 race 18 in your programme. Understarters orders, there they go, another cracking start. Paul Cooper gets a good start, so does Simon Davey. Simon Davey leads it into the first turn, Paul Cooper trying to go right round the outside. Ben Morby in there as well, Ben Morby makes it up to second, Paul Cooper down to third, but Simon Davey runs away with it. The man on the comeback trial says this is a one-off, but look at him go. Out of that turn he comes, a lovely neat line there, in front of Paul Cooper. Paul Cooper coming from the outside at him this time. Ben Morby in third, Craig Smith in fourth. Paul Cooper going right around the outside, it's a long way round. Simon Davey holds on to the advantage of that inside line. Simon Davey it is. Paul Cooper trying hard in second place. Really puts the motor on coming out of that corner. Can he do it? Simon Davey leads. Paul Cooper looks a little faster now. As he goes around the outside, Simon Davey holding it on the inside. And once again that inside line paying off as Paul Cooper forced to run into a bit of the loose on the outside, but he's there and he means business. He comes round, he picks it up this time surely. There goes the last lap flag. It's Paul Cooper from Simon Davey. Lost none of his sparkle. I think he's a little rusty, but he ain't lost any of that sparkle. It's Ben Morby in third, then it's Craig Smith, Matt Etherington, Gordon Walker, Darren Sargent. Checkered flag out. Number 11, Paul Cooper takes the win. Simon Davey cruises home for second. Ben Morby in there in third. Craig Smith in fourth. Matt Etherington, Gordon Walker and Darren Sargent. 18 in your programme was another cracking win. What a win that was for number 11, Paul Cooper. In second place, brilliant ride for number 3, Simon Davey. Third place to number 90, Ben Morby. Fourth place to number 2, Craig Smith. Fifth place to number 5, Matt Etherington. Sixth place was number 84, Gordon Walker. And in 7th place was 77, Darren Sargent. No other finishers, the winner's time at 1 minute 23 and 4/5 seconds, giving an average speed of 53.2 miles per hour. It's all there for your entertainment. use them or lose them. Revs rise, they fly, and here they come. Richard Smith again making the best of it. Terry Massingham misses a gear off that start. She's got it going again now though. She'll have a little bit of work to do to make up some ground in this one. Richard Smith pulling away on the front line. Paul Bloomfield there in second place. Round the turn then, Richard Smith makes it look easy in this one as he pulls away from Paul Bloomfield. Then Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. Andy Gom, Terry Massingham made up a few places. And it's James Peters. Lonely on the front line for Richard Smith. 2 more laps to go. Paul Bloomfield. Then Terry Massingham. Then Andy Gom. And Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, fresh up from the juniors in the 350cc class. In with the men. And the girls. 33. Richard Smith. Bit of a gap for Paul Bloomfield. Terry Massingham. Andy Gom. Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. James Peters. And Chris Ward. Out of the last turn, for the last time, the checkered flag goes for 33, Richard Smith. Second place to Paul Bloomfield. And it's Terry Massingham. Oh, I hope that the lap scorer's got that one. I must admit, I was just looking in slightly the wrong direction at that point. What a close finish. Official result in a moment. Those a win for number 33, Richard Smith. Second place to number 114. Paul Bloomfield. Third place to 213, our lady rider, Terry Massingham. Fourth place to 261, Andy Gom. Fifth place to 150, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. Sixth place to number 45, James Peters. And seventh place, number 61, Chris Ward. The winner's time at 1 minute 25 and 2/5 seconds, giving an average speed of 52.2 miles per hour. From the top, 33, 114, 213, 261, 150, 45, 61. 1 minute 25 and 2/5 seconds. 52.2 miles per hour. Well, I've been told Paul Moorcock will unfortunately not be taking any further part in this meeting. Paul Moorcock shaken and slightly stirred. He's okay, but he's slightly shaken and stirred and won't be here again this afternoon. Right, then Sidecar's underway and Paul Johnson gets a rocket of a start off that line and into that first turn first. He is away. Can anybody catch him? John Stafford and Carl Squirrel in second place, making up a bit of ground on him actually down that back straight. But Paul Johnson very fast into that next turn and stretches that lead a little bit. Oh no, so saying, where did he come from? There's the aim is in Paul Phillips. In front. Well clear of John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. Then it's Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. The aim is in Paul Phillips this time then. Soaking up the limelight. Out there in first place and giving it some. I remember back in the 70s, a mate of mine used to say, make it have it. He's definitely making it have it here this afternoon. Let's see in the aim is then, Paul Phillips from John Stafford and Carl Squirrel from Paul Johnson. And Jason Gill. Those are the front three. The other three are making a right ding-dong battle of it at the back there. Checkered flag for Ian Yamis and Paul Phillips. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Paul Johnson takes second from John Stafford, Kevin Mardell, and Trevor Colvin, Gary Radley. Oh, Trevor Colvin started with a win here this afternoon, so That's cost him a few points and levelled things up a bit. Sidecars, a win for 183, Ian the Amies and Paul Phillips. In second place was number 7, Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. In third place it was 81, John Stafford and Scarl Squirrel. Fourth place was 57, Kevin Mardell, our reserve, and R. Rayner. Fifth place to 99, Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul. And in sixth place, number 22, Gary Radley and Roy Bloor. The winner's time was 1 minute 24 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 52.8 miles per hour. Sidecars then coming to the line. Steve Smith and Dave Williams, James Rogers and Damien Jones, John Thorpe and Carl Squirrel, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones, Ray Westbrook, Tony Heath, Gary and Craig Parmenter, closest to me on the line there. Here at the Roy Bell Grasstrack at High Easter. There they go, flat out for the first turn. James Ross and Damien James are the quickest off the start. Paul Whitelam scorches up on the inside there into second place on the first turn.
Is he after that? Is he really? After his father-in-law?
Coming round that other corner now, and it's L for leather. James Ross and Damien James leading from Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones, from Steve Smith and Dave Williams, John Thorpe and Carl Squirrel. Number 4, James Rogers and Damien James from 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones from 121, Steve Smith and Dave Williams. Then 362, John Thorpe and Carl Squirrel. Then Gary and Craig Parmenter. And Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. One more lap to go now. James Rogers and Damien James looking comfortable in that first place. Paul Whitelam seems to have no look upon it at all. But he hangs on marvellously to that second place. Scorching out of that corner, then up to the checkered flag. James Rogers and Damien James take their first win of the afternoon from Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. Gary and Craig Parmenter, Steve Smith and Dave Williams, John Thorpe and Carl Squirrel. Bringing up the rear, number 69, Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. What another cracking race here at High Easter. James Rogers and Damien James. In second place, number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. Third place to number 18, Gary and Craig Parmenter. Fourth place to number 121, Steve Smith and Dave Williams. Fifth place to 362, John Thorpe and Carl Squirrel. Sixth place, number 69, Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. The winner's time was 1 minute 26 and 1/5 seconds, giving an average speed of 51.7 miles per hour. John Pope, Mike Skelding, Scott Finlayson, Paul Knott. I can't see Martin Williams. Those riders up to the tapes then. Start Marshall happy. There they go then. Another cracking start. Oh, we're getting like this on track start, I can see it. What a cracking starter that man is upstairs. Shake his hand before I go home. Round the turn then. Paul Knott, Mark Giles and Gareth Hickmott having a side-by-side battle. Then Craig Smith. Oh, Gareth Hickmott there getting a bit of a tangle coming out of that corner, and Mark Giles making the most of it as he now goes after Paul Knott. It's Paul Knott that's leading here at High Easter. From Mark Giles in second place, then Gareth Hickmott in third, then Craig Smith, Scott Finlayson, Mike Skelding, Gary Brown, John Pope. Last lap flag out. It seems that Martin Williams got the worst of that little fall earlier on, and he hasn't come back out in this one. Shame, perhaps we'll see him in the last one. 29, all Knott lead. Mark Giles in second, Gareth Hickmott in third. Then it's Craig Smith, Scott Finlayson, Mike Skelding. John Pope bringing up the rear. Checkered flag. Paul Knott looks down at his motor, but he's won it anyway. Another cracking race here at High Easter. Win for number 29, Paul Knott on the comeback trail. In second place, it was number 26, Mark Giles, also coming back, fighting back to fitness. In third place, number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Fourth place, number 2, Craig Smith. Fifth place, number 6, Scott Finlayson. Sixth place, number 143, Mike Skelding. Seventh place, number 22, Gary Brown. Eighth place, number 69, John Pope. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute, 25 and 2/5 seconds, 52.2 miles per hour. Race 23 coming to the line then, 500cc solos. These boys mean business this afternoon. Lovely trophies down there up for grabs. Paul Cooperman goes out in front, picks it up on the first corner. Will there be any catching him? Jason King coming down the back straight in third place, looking for a second. Mark Ferry trying not to let him have that second. Jason King powers through to the second anyway, but it's 11. Paul Cooper from 38, Jason King from Mark Ferry, from Dave Rumsey, from Tom Cooper. What a lineup in this one. And Ian Leverington bringing up the rear. Paul Cooper holding a good inside line there. Jason King being forced to go around the outside. It looks like he's going to do it. They're shoulder to shoulder as they go into that turn, and Jason King picks it up. Paul Cooper in second place now. Has he any answer to Jason King? Two very fast men here this afternoon. Come to do battle for the Maxxis Trophy tyres, for the Maxxis Tyres Trophy. Jason King, Paul Cooper, Dave Rumsey, Mark Ferry, Tom Cooper, Ian Leverington. Flat out of that turn then. Checkered flags all is. The win for Jason King. Second place to Paul Cooper. Third to Dave Rumsey. Fourth to Mark Ferry. Fifth then to Tom Cooper. And bringing up the rear, Ian Leverington. Official result in a jiffy. For 38, Jason King. Hotly fought in second place by number 11, Paul Cooper. In third place was number 10, Dave Rumsey. Fourth place, 188, Mark Ferry. Fifth place, 153, Tom Cooper. Sixth place, 42, Ian Leverington. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 21 and 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 54.6 miles per hour. From the top, 38, 11, 10, 188, 153 and 42, 1 minute 21 and 3/5 seconds, 54.6 miles per hour. Race 24, 19 is not Chris Mills, it's Nick Owen. And who normally passengers Lee Ray. That's Nick Owen on 19 here this afternoon. Borrowed, I think, from Tim Reckermount, who is out there number 17. Number 46, unfortunately, John Yeldham seems to have another few problems getting his machine going. He does need somebody to give him a push, you know. It's 461 John Weeks, 200 Greg Park in 15 Martin Sturgeon. 213 notes, Terry Maskin's not right in the 500 today. Tim Mount and John Yeldham should make the line up. There they go. Tim Mount makes a cracking start. He flies off that line into that first turn in first place. A little wide into that corner And there was 1 or 2 riders through on the inside. Stevie Green has a funny 5 minutes coming out of that corner. He loses a couple of places, but I'm sure he'll make those up here. Indeed he does. He's back up into that second place. Flat out then is Phil Ambrose out of that turn, making it happen. Phil Ambrose, Stevie Green, Martin Sturgeon, Tim Reckermount, John Weeks, John Yeldham, Nick Owen. Not only has Nick Owen got a wheel missing, he's also going the wrong way for himself, if you see what I mean. 50, Phil Ambrose. 2 more laps to go. Stevie Green and Martin Sturgeon getting in close encounters of a different kind. And then it's Tim Reckermount. All happening here at High Easter. 1 more lap to go for Phil Ambrose. He's going to make it 2 from 2. Stevie Green, a good second place, holding on to for him, and then Martin Sturgeon, Tim Reckermount, John Weeks, John Yeldham, Nick Owen. Well, Phil Ambrose looking fast, furious, high, wide and handsome, takes the checkered flag in fine style. Followed by Stevie Green, Martin Sturgeon, Tim Mount, John Weeks, John Yeldham, Nick Owen. Fourth place, number 17, Tim Mount. 5th place, number 461, John Weeks. 6th place, number 46, John Yeldham. And 7th place, number 19, Nick Owen. No other finishers. The winner's time, 1 minute and 22 seconds. An average speed of 54.4 miles per hour. Do that again, shall we? 50, 60, 15, 17, 461, 46, 19, 1 minute and 22 seconds, 54.4 miles per hour. Left-hand sidecars back out then. Tony Penfold did extremely well in his last race. Very bad start, but still came through to first place. Can he win this one as well? There they go. A better start this time, but not the best of starts. As he creeps up into that first turn. Well, he's got a problem with that bike, but he's certainly not on par at that point. Now it starts to get going. Perhaps he just doesn't like these on-track starts. Out in front. 1, 2, 1. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollins on their brand new outfit. Missed half the season so far getting it ready, but oh, it is ready, isn't it? It's away. Down that back straight like a dingbat. 1, 2, 1. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollins. Nice new outfit, nice new leathers. Going places. Yamaha X Up Power by the looks of things. Leading this one from Tony Penfold and Carl Bell, who got themselves up into second place. Can they catch Steve Maitland? Went from last to first in the previous race, but Steve Maitland wasn't in that one. He is in this one, and he's in front. Steve Maitland, Dave Hollins, from Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Third place is Billy Penfold and Will Oppin. Another Yamaha X Up. Then the Godden V Twin. Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. But there goes the win for 1, 2, 1, Steve Maitland and Dave Hollins. Second place to Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. And it's Billy Penfold and Will Oppin. Not a good omen. It was won by 1, 2, 1. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollins. Second place was number 25. Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Third place was number 1, 2, 3. Billy Penfold and Will Oppin. Fourth place was number 81. Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. And in fifth place, number 114, Mike Downs and Nathan Brown. No other finisher. The winner's time, 1 minute 37 and 4/5 seconds, an average speed of 45.6 miles per hour. From the top, 121, 25, 123, 81, 114, 1 minute 37 and 4/5 seconds, a speed of 45.6. miles per hour. The pre-75 solos, mostly 2-valve machines. There's a Godden 4-valve there, number 101. Let's watch the action here then as the revs rise. Starters orders. There they go, another cracking start. And off for John Wallace. John Wallace got his work cut out. See if he can pick up a few of those stragglers in the back end. He did finish third, I think, first time out. So he stands a chance of catching up with one of these two. Or one or two of these as he goes through past one. Lines up, and it's another one on the corner. But out of the turn they come. It's 174. Ian Guthridge from 3. Tony Davey from Jed Roll. From Jack Walker. Ian Guthridge then leading down that back straight. Riding the old and the new here this afternoon. Ian Guthridge. Tony Davey, Jed Roll, Jack Walker, Chris Sindall, Roy Hazelden, John Wallace. John Wallace making up a bit of ground as he comes down on that BSA. 500cc as he takes Roy Hazelden. On the last lap flag, it's 174, Ian Guthridge and Tony Davey having a crack round the outside this time. I think it's going to be a tight finish. 500cc pre-75 machines. Checkered flag up. Oh, a win for 174, doing the Thomas Gollard right foot bit, Ian Guthridge. Followed by Tony Davey, Jack Walker, Jed Roll, John Wallace. Well up there after that bad start. Roy Hazelden. And many, many more. On to the solos leg 3. These are the 250cc solos. Lee Street out in front again. Adam Shipp again in second place. Adam Shipp will need to reel some points off of Lee Street if he wants to come on contention with the points in this event. Lee Street leads it. The leading line. Quality Street. From Adam Shipp. Adam Shipp in real close attendance, trying hard to come on terms with Lee Street. Lee Street stretches his lead down that back straight. Very fast quarter-litre machine is Lee Street. Not saying that Adam Shipp's isn't quick either. David Knowles in third. Then it's number 70, Gary Wells. Then Stevie Siret, Chris Still. It's all happening at High Easter as the last lap flag comes out already. 75, Lee Street, from Adam Shipp. From David Knowles and Gary Wells, Stevie Siret. Chris Still. The checkered flag out. 3 rides and 3 wins for Lee Street. 3 rides and 3 seconds for Adam Shipp, and it's very close there. I think it was just David Knowles from Gary Wells. But we will remain to see. Race 26, the pre-75 solos, was a win for number 174, Ian Guthridge. Not the race you've just seen, the race before. In second place was number 3, Tony Davey. Third place was 262, Jack Walker. Fourth place, 41, Jed Rolfe. Fifth place, number 80, John Wallace. Sixth place, number 344. I think it was 344. 364. Roy Hazelden. 7th was 559, Chris Berwick. 8th was number 4, Roy Gom. 9th was 101, David Wiseman. And 10th was 31, Chris Sindol. 11th was number 1, Bill Barley. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 30 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 49.4 miles per hour. From the top, 174, 3, 262, 41, 80, 364, 559, 4, 101, 31 and 1 minute 30 and 1/5, 49.4. The 250cc solos you've just seen was 75, Lee Street, second, 16, Adam Ship, followed by 67, 70, 62, 82, 666, 4 and 170. 1 minute 28, 1/5 seconds, speed of 50.5 miles per hour. Here go the 500cc sidecars, the international sidecars. These are the way they do it in Europe. Tell the Continentals, the chair's on the other side, because they drive on the other side of the road. Scorching round that turn, flat out of that bend, up the straight. It's Clive Willis and Mike Simpson. From Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And Tony Starke and Darren Wood. And Brian Canning and Steve George. Number 1, Clive Willis and Mike Simpson back out in front where they like to be. From Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting in second place. And it's Tony Starke and Darren Wood. Brian Canning and Steve George. And number 8, Andy Carrison and Steve Ashby. Well, there's a lot of fighting going on in the back line there. The front line looks clean cut at the moment with 1 lap to go for Clive Willis and Mike Simpson, then Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. But watch these three. Anything can happen with these three. And probably will. Shown to see Paul Moorcock not back out after his little bump early. They assure me he is A-OK, but a little shaken and stirred and unable to take any further pass. Clive Willis and Mike Simpson take the win. Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting, from Brian Canning and Steve George, Tony Starke and Darren Wood, and Steve Ashby. There's a win for number 1, Clive Willis and Mike Simpson. Second place to number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. Third place to number 49, Brian Canning and Steve George. Fourth place, number 23, Tony Starke and Darren Wood. And in 5th place, number 8, Andy Carrison and Steve Ashby. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 28 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 50.4 miles per hour. Well, next week's meeting organised by the South End Motorcycle Club over there at Southminster in Essex. Be there or be square. That's on the 7th of July. On the 14th of July, we have the rerun of the Grasstrack Sidecar Association's meeting at Hawley, Gatwick Airport. Not too far from here, not too far from the tunnel. 40 minutes from the tunnel, I should think. You're a bit quick. If you're not quick, borrow my motorbike. That's quick. Race 29 on the line then. We look for Gary Ball and Debbie Bird, Keith Drury and Richard Webb, Barrie Bennett, Steve Tong, Lester Goodwin, Andy Stevens, Ernie Crouch and Paul Race. And this is the big one, chaps. Race 29. Another cracking start here at High Easter. Keith Drury, Richard Webb had the best of the start. They pulled a few yards clear of Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. They gated in front of him last time, but he managed to squeeze his way through. Can he do it again this time? It's Keith Drury and Richard Webb from Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. Keith Drury showing signs of weakness as he looks over his shoulder to see where Lester Goodwin is. He should have the confidence to know he's far enough in front. He powers it out of that turn. Lester Goodwin is right there behind him. It's Keith Drury and Richard Webb from Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. From Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Then Gary Ball and Debbie Bird and Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson. Look at those front two. They mean business here. Lester Goodwin forces up on the inside. Keith Drury, waiting for Keith Drury to go wide. 1 lap to go. It's Keith Drury and Richard Webb. Leading from Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. But Lester Goodwin will know that a second place here should ensure his place in the final. And that's the one that counts. That's the one the money's on, that's the one the title's for, and that's the one that gets the trophy. Here they come, out of the turn then. A cracking win, none the same for Keith Drury and Richard Webb from Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens in second place. Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong in third. Cars a cracking win for number 9, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. In second place, the 4 times British champion, number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. In third place, number 7, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. In fourth place, number 189, Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. And in fifth place, number 151, Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson. No 6 finisher, a winner's time, 1 minute 28 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 50.5 miles per hour. Well, I was told that 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock wasn't coming out anymore today. But he's there, and he means business. 71, Raz Palmer. And double winner this afternoon, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. There's 2 wins for Tony Cook, 1 for Brian Palmer. No John Hathaway. Oh, and a big wheelie off the line there. Raz Palmer makes the most of Tony Cook's wheelie and gets away first. Tony Cook in second place, Paul Moorcock in third. Well, you said you can't keep a good dog down. That 1, 2, 3's one good dog. Here they come. 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Well, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. And then 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. Those 3 nicely spread apart. Makes it easier for me. Raz Palmer, Danny Hogg, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. And then Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. Raz Palmer on the last lap now. Former British champion in his own right. Powering towards victory in this one. Don't like the way he's looking down at that engine. Must admit, it doesn't look like the fastest sidecar race of the afternoon. Maybe he's got a few gremlins in there. Looking down at it again, but he takes the checkered flag in fine style. From Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. And what a brave effort there for 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. In second place, number 10, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. And a brave try in third place from 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Scott Dunn. The winner's time was 1 minute and 28 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 50.7 miles per hour. That was 71, 10 and 1, 2, 3, 1 minute 28 seconds, 50.7 miles per hour. 350cc solos on the line. Richard Smith, Simon Davey, Craig Smith, Matt Etherington, James Peters, Paul Cooper, Paul Beattie, there they go. Paul Cooper gets the best of it. What a good little starter he is, and Richard Smith is right there with him on the first turn. Then it's Simon Davey in third place. As I said, lost none of his sparkle for having a year out. Will this be the return, or will it be a one-off? We'll have to wait and see. Look at them 2 on it on the front line. Richard Smith holding off Paul Cooper. Paul Cooper meaning business around the outside. Simon Davey watching from third spot. Oh, but he's got the best view of that, doesn't he? Paul Cooper picks it up down the back straight. Richard Smith goes down to second place. These two lads surely will be hurt. And Paul Cooper out with problems. Paul Cooper goes out with problems. Richard Smith is left to pick it up on his own. Simon Davey is there in second place. Then it's number 2, Craig Smith. Then Paul Bloomfield, Matt Etherington, James Peters. More bad luck for Paul Cooper. I think his chain's off, you know. Seems to be freewheeling too well freewheeling that to have a chain on it. What a shame there for Paul Cooper, going so well. That's the last lap flag. That's Richard Smith from Simon Davey, from Craig Smith, from Paul Bloomfield, Matt Etherington, James Peters. Round the last turn then for the last time. Richard Smith probably didn't expect to win this one, but he's got it. A win for 33, Richard Smith from Simon Davey. Another cracking ride there. Then it's Craig Smith, Paul Bloomfield, Matt Etherington. Bringing up the rear, James Peters. Race 31, the 350cc solos. A win for number 33, Richard Smith. Second place, number 3, Tony Davey. Third place to number 2, Craig Smith. Fourth place to number 114, Paul Bloomfield. Fifth place to number 5, Matt Etherington. Sixth place to number 45, James Peters. No other finishers. The winner's time 1 minute 25 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 53.3 miles per hour. The rest of the 350cc solos go in this one. I can see Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, Andy Gom, Daniel Berwick, Terry Massingham, Darren Sargent, Ben Morley. Let's give them all a mention. Gordon Walker, I think I missed him first time round. The revs rise, tapes fly, and there they go. The cracking start again. How good these start marshals up here, you know. I reckon they're good enough to do it European style. There they go then. Ben Morby it is that leads. Smashing young chap from up there in the East Midlands. Giving it the big one. Number 90, Ben Morby from Andy Gong. Sean Tacey, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, Sean Tacey, Darren Sargent in Sean Tacey Kevlar suit. Oh, Terry Massingham coming through with a big squirt from the back there. So the bike seems to die as it goes off the line, but it seems to be all right when it gets rolling. 90, Ben Morby then, stood out in front. Andy Gom chasing hard, he wants that first place. Gets Bevan Gilbert Jarrett in third. Getting better as the day goes on for that young man just up from the juniors. One of his first rides in a senior event on a 350 machine, and doesn't he go well? So it's Ben Morby, Andy Gong, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, Terry Massingham, Darren Sargent, Gordon Walker. On their last lap, with just half a lap remaining, it is Ben Morby that leads, but look at 261 Andy Gom. Coming down very hard on him on that last turn. Ben Morby goes wide. Andy Gom comes up the inside. Who's it going to be? Ben Morby just takes it from Andy Gom. From Bevan Gilbert Jarrett, his best finish to date. 213 Terry Massingham in there after a poor start. Then Darren Sargent, then Gordon Walker. And bringing up the rear, 121, Daniel Berwick. Official result in a moment. A cracking win there for number 90, Ben Morby. Second place to number 261. Andy Gom. Third place to number 150, that's Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. Fourth place to number 213, Terry Massingham. Fifth place to number 77, Darren Sargent. Sixth place to 84, Gordon Walker. And seventh place to number 121, Daniel Berwick. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 30 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 49.5 miles per hour. I don't want to put the kibosh on it, but we have seen some cracking starts here today. Most of the riders have been very well behaved, but the ones that I have seen that haven't been so well behaved have not gained very much by it. I don't want to put the mockers on it, it's been very good so far. Here they come then. The right-hand sidecar, Merry Men. Here at High Easter. Starter walks away, tapes fly, there they go down to the first straight. What a cracking start by Ray Westbrook from the outside here, but far too wide a run into the first turn as let him go up the inside underneath him. James Rogers and Damien Janes look like getting the best of it out of that corner, but Gary and Craig Parmenter, they mean business here this afternoon. On the comeback trial after a few years' absence is Gary Parmenter, but he really means business here as he holds them off. Down that straight he goes, into the pits turn. It's Gary and Craig Parmenter from James Rogers and Damien Janes in second place. Then it's Paul Johnson and Jason Gill in third. Then Gary Radley and Roy Bloor. Gary and Craig Parmenter holding off the challenge at the moment. Oh, it's getting very close on that front line. It's not very lonely this time, is it? Gary and Craig Parmenter holding off the challenge. Paul Johnson trying to get in there on the inside. James Rogers trying to come around the outside. It's a meat and a sandwich. Here they come then. One more lap to go. Paul Johnson makes it through to the front. Gary and Craig Parmenter there in second place. James Rogers and Damien Janes come through from third to second. I think that Gary Parmenter's a little off the racing fitness pace, and I think he's tired in that race, and he's dropped back to third, but no discredit to him. He's got there. Paul Johnson wins. Damien Janes is in second place. Gary Parmenter in third. Then it's Kevin Mardell, and then bringing up the rear is Ray Westbrook for number 7. Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. In second place was number 4, James Rogers and Damien Janes, pushing hard all the way there. And in third place, a man that led it for 3 laps, was 18, Gary and Craig Parmenter. In fourth place was number 57, Kevin Mardell and R. Rayner. Fifth place was 22, Gary Radley and Roy Bloor. And in sixth place was number 69, Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. John Thorpe and probably Carl Squirrel. It's Carl Squirrel. 183 Ian Yames and Paul Phillips. 121 Steve Smith and David Williams. 99 Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul. And 81 John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. So who's on John Thorpe then? I see Carl Squirrel coming around and assumed that they weren't in the same race. Don't know who's on with John Thorpe. Can't tell you who that is from here. Brave man, that's all I can say, the brave man. Those riders then. All right. Under started orders. What a cracking start. For everybody except Trevor Colvin. Paul Whiteman, Kev Jones lead down the back straight. Ian Yames and Paul Phillips climb all over their back wheel into that turn. I think we're going to be in for one humdinger of a final here this afternoon. Ian Yames, and Paul Phillips squeezing through on the inside of Paul Whiteman and Kev Jones. The dust starting to rise now. Track watering has been absolutely excellent up to this point, but it's just starting to show through. 183, Ian Yames and Paul Phillips run very wide. 92, Paul Whiteman and Kev Jones in there in second place. And it's John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. Steve Smith and Dave Williams. Trevor Colvin. And Robert Paul. more lap to go. Ian Gamers and Paul Phillips leading it. From Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones in second place. Quite a long gap there. Ian Gamers stamps his authority on this one. Checkered flag for Ian Gamers and Paul Phillips. From 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. John Stafford, Carl Squirrel, Steve Smith, Trevor Colvin, John Thorpe, and a brave man. A win for number 183, and the Amers and Paul Phillips. Second place to 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. Third place, number 81, John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. Fourth place, number 121, Steve Smith and Dave Williams. Fifth place, number 99, Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul. And in sixth place, number 362, John Thorpe and Ian Howell. The winner's time was 1 minute 26 and 4/5 seconds, an average speed of 51.4 miles per hour. Meaning business. The Italian rider goes in this one, and down the first straight they go. Paul Cooper picks it up. Paul Cooper out of that first turn, down that back straight. Looking very quick. Dave Rumsey in second place. Gareth Hickmott in third. Martin Sturgeon in fourth. Paul Cooper leads. Dave Rumsey in second. Then Gareth Hickmott, Martin Sturgeon, Craig Smith, Scott Finlayson and Tim Recker Mount. Flat out then. Number 11, Paul Cooper. Number 10, Dave Rumsey. Gareth Hickmott, Martin Sturgeon, Craig Smith, Scott Finlayson and Tim Recker Mount. After the Maxis Tyre Trophy this afternoon, Paul Cooper, one more lap to go. Number 10, Dave Rumsey in second place. Then it's 7th, Gareth Hickmott. Craig Smith, Scott Finlayson. Then Tim Mount. Out goes number 15, Martin Sturgeon. Paul Cooper, front wheel in the air, takes that checkered flag from number 10, Dave Rumsey. Then it's Gareth Hickmott. Craig Smith. Scott Finlayson taking a very wide line. Tim Mount beats Scott Finlayson across the line. There's a win for number 11, Paul Cooper, Cooperman. In second place was number 10, Dave Rumsey. Third place was number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Fourth place was number 2, Craig Smith. Fifth place was number 17, Tim Mount, and in sixth place, number 6, Scott Finlayson. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 23 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 53.4 miles per hour. Gary Southgate, could you please talk to the walkie-talkie? Thank you. Gary Southgate to talk to the walkie-talkie. Race 35 was 11, 10, 7, 2, 17, 6. 1 minute 23 and 2/5 seconds, a speed of 53.4 miles per hour. .500cc solos are going at the tapes. We look for 26, the very fast Mark Giles. Number 50, previous race winner here today, Phil Ambrose. Another very fast winner here today, Jason King. There they go, down the first straight. Into the first turn, Phil Ambrose leads it. Jason King right there in second place, Paul Knott in third. Wheelies for Phil Ambrose as he goes down that straight. Jason King sitting nicely in second place at the moment. I think he knows that'll get him into the final. Trouble is he's a bit of a racer and he won't want to sit there. 50, Phil Ambrose. He's a racer too and he won't want to let him go past. 38, Jason King. 29, Paul Knott. 26, Mark Giles. 50, Phil Ambrose. 38, Jason King. 29, Paul Knott. 26, Mark Giles. 46, John Yeldon. 22, Gary Brown. 19, Nick Owen. 42, Ian Letherington. Phil Ambrose looking fast and furious. Jason King looking like he's got no answer to him at the moment, which is one more lap to go, but this is only a heat. It's the final that counts. Very level-headed young men there in first and second and third places, and fourth, come to think about it. And not ones for making big mistakes. 50, Phil Ambrose takes the win. Jason King in second place. Paul Knott in third. Then 26, Mark Giles.
Hello, yeah, is that Alan?
There's John Yeldon, Gary Brown, Nick Owen, Ian Letherington. Second place, plugging hard all the way, 38, Jason King. Third place to number 29, Paul Knott. Fourth place to number 26, Mark Giles. Fifth place, 46, John Yeldon. Sixth place, 22, Gary Brown. Seventh place, 19, Nick Owen. Eighth place, number 42, Ian Letherington. The winner's time is 1 minute 22 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 54 miles per hour. Off we go again then, race 37 this time. It's a big scorch down into the first corner. Mark Ferry picks this one up. Tom Cooper's gone right there with him on the inside, and Stevie Green's sitting in there in third. Stevie Green very fast out of that corner, makes up a few yards on Tom Cooper. Tom Cooper now gaining a few yards on Mark Ferry. Mark Ferry goes wide, Tom Cooper coming up on the inside, and he just about goes through. Mark Ferry fights back. It's Tom Cooper, Mark Ferry, Stevie Green. Those three clear of the other riders. So they head into that pits turn. Tom Cooper leads it. 17-year-old from Tobble near Maidstone, Mark Ferry. In there in second place, then Stevie Green. Then it's 4-6-1, John Weeks. And then Mike Skelding, then John Pope, bringing up the rear. Flat out of that turn, we've got one more lap of this epic battle, and Tom Cooper is holding on to it. Mark Ferry is just sitting in there waiting to snatch it. Stevie Green sitting comfortably, as he does, with his consistent scoring. Then it's John Weeks and Mike Skelding and John Pope. Into the last turn for the last time. Will Mark Ferry make a move? Or will he settle for second? Tom Cooper goes wide. Mark Ferry tells it a bit tighter, but Tom Cooper takes it. Mark Ferry second. Stevie Green third. Then it's John Weeks, Mike Skelding. Oh, John Pope getting the right funny 5 minutes, and he does eventually drop it. A win for number 153, Tom Cooper. Second place, 188, Mark Ferry. Third place, 60, Stevie Green. Fourth place, 461, John Weeks. Fifth, 143, Mike Skelding. And sixth place, number 69, John Pope. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 25 and 1/5 seconds, an average speed of 52.3 miles per hour. From the top, 153, 188, 60, 461, 143, 69, 1 minute 25 and 1/5 seconds, 52.3 miles per hour. Left-hand sidecars. Well, we had a win for Steve Maitland earlier. We had a win for Tony Penfold before that. Tony Penfold misses this one. Steve Maitland goes in it. Ron Jarvis, unfortunately, a non-starter due to a blown-up motor. Anybody stop Steve Maitland? Another good start here at High Easter. Starting crews here want to have a medal, so it doesn't all go wrong in the finals. Been absolutely brilliant starts here today, and Steve Maitland making the best of that one, getting his way down that back straight and into that turn in first place. Then it's Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor under a bit of a scrap there as John and Paul Grayson move up on them. It's 1-2-1. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands leading. Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. John and Paul Grayson. Paul and John Grayson. So they power out of that turn. Billy Penfold and Will Offin moving up one place after a poor start. Round they come then. 1-2-1. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands on their brand new outfit. Obviously paying dividends. 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor on Steve Maitland's old outfit. Oh, Steve Maitland's has stopped. Hope it's going again. I think a wire must have come off the battery and he's just put it back on. Steve Maitland, Dave Hollands. Still leading this one. One more lap to go though. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands. From Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. Paul and John Grayson. Phil Penfold and Will Offin. And number 81, Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. Out of the last turn for the last time then, 1-2-1, Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands on their new Yamaha engined outfit ahead of the old Honda VTR Firestorm they used last year, ridden this year by Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. Then it was Paul and John Grayson, Billy Penfold and Will Offin, and number 81, Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. Race 38, a win there for number 1-2-1, Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands. Second place to number 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. Third place to number 8, Paul and John Grayson. Fourth place to number 1-2-3, Billy Penfold and Will Offin. And in fifth place, number 81, Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. No sixth finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute and 43 seconds, an average speed of 43.3 miles per hour. From the top, 1-2-1, 19, 8, 1-2-3, 81, 1 minute and 43 seconds, a speed of 43.3 miles per hour. Race 39, a pre-75 solo race. Those machines coming to the line. What a lovely sight it is to see these machines, some from quite way back in yesteryear, like Roy Gomm's BSA, C15. Ian Guthridge had an earlier win, if I remember. Watch Jed Rolfe, because he's a bit of a flyer these days. Anything can happen. There they go. Tony Davey gets the best of the start. Remember the days at Ipswich. Oh, the memories come flooding back. Vauxhall Stadium. Tony Davey leads it. Sneaking through on the inside, though, is Ian Rainman Guthridge. As they come round that turn very fast, Tony Davey picks it back up. Ian Guthridge goes down a second. Then it's Jack Walker. Then it's John Wallace on the BSA. 500 BSA. An engine not widely used. The Japs ruled the roost for many years, from 1930s to 1960s on the Speedway and through to the mid-70s on the grass. It was the Jap that ruled the roost, and the BSA was not so well used. Well, it's being used here this afternoon in earnest. It's not disgracing itself. Holding on to a good fourth place at the moment. Jack Walker moves up into second place ahead of Rainman Guthridge. Rainman Guthridge is losing his steel shoe. That's probably what slowed him down a little bit. Tony Davey, nothing slowing him down. One more lap to go. Jack Walker in second place. John Wallace up to third on the BSA. Ian Guthridge drifting wide with the lack of that guidance of that steel shoe. He chases after John Wallace. John Wallace not disgracing himself after an 8-year absence. Lovely to see him back. Hair's a bit shorter these days. Number 3, Tony Davey takes the win. 262, Jack Walker in second. Then it was John Wallace, Ian Guthridge, Roy Hazelden, Chris Sindall, Roy Gong. What a great day out we're having here at High Easter. And oh, look at them clouds. Race 39, the pre-75 solos, leg 3. A win for number 3, Tony Davey. Second place, number 262, Jack Walker. Third place, number 80, John Wallace. Fourth place, 174, Ian Guttridge. Fifth place, number 364, Roy Hazelden. Sixth place, number 31, Chris Sindall. Seventh place, number 4, Roy Gom. Eighth place, 559, Chris Berwick. Ninth place, 101, David Wiseman. And in 10th place, number 41, Jed Rolfe. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 30 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 49.3 miles per hour. And the pre-75 solos, the Norman Southgate Trophy. There you go, the all helmet and boot brigade. So they fly off. This looks like a handicap race. All the juniors out in one go. This is Joshua Taylor, picks it up on the front line. I thought we were going to get extra go with the hinge sidecar. I thought it was going to go in both directions. We've only gone in one. I've been robbed. Number 5, Craig Wallace goes up into the lead. 28 in second place is Oliver Raisin. Oh, look at the little fella at the back there. Well, no, not quite at the back, is he? Got another one behind him. Aren't they just cute? Just, don't you love them? Don't you just want to pick one up, put it in your pocket, take it home with you? A bit like puppies, aren't they? Round the corner they come then. Number 5, Craig Wallace. Number 28, Oliver Raisin. 155, Joshua Taylor. 58, Harry Stevens. Number 3, Joshua Goodwin. Number 24, Stefan Nielsen. Last lap flag comes out for number 5, Craig Wallace. '28 still in second place is Oliver Raisin. And 155, Joshua Taylor. '58, Harry Stevens. Some ground clearance on that one. Oh, look at the little battle coming up here. As 24, Stuart Walker gets the better of number 3. Craig Wallace takes the win though. 24, Stuart Walker, and number 3, Joshua Goodwin. Craig Wallace takes the win. Second place to 155, Joshua Taylor. Then Oliver Raisin. Number 58, Harry Stevens. 24, Stuart Walker. Number 3, Joshua Goodwin. Do just remember it all happening back there in the 60s. And like to have seen it go round one more time today. .375 solos then on the line. A lovely view of the start line I get from here. Robert is on track start today. Good. Ian Guttridge picks it up on the front line. Powers out of that turn. Down that back straight he goes. Tony Davey coming through from third up to second. He sets his sights on the back wheel of Ian Guttridge. Can he get him again? Ian Guttridge goes wide. Tony Davey comes through on a tight line. Jack Walker holding on to third, then Roy Hazelden, then Roy Gott, both on BSAs, then Chris Sindall. and Chris Berwick, both on Jawas, making that us fly. It's funny, they don't look that old, these bikes, do they? Grasstrack hasn't changed that much. Mind you, there's no leading link forks here. Ian Guttridge, Tony Davey, Jack Walker, Roy Hazelden, Roy Gong, Chris Sindol, Chris Berwick, Dave Wiseman. Out for the fourth and final time this afternoon. The pre-75 solos gathering up the points. Ian Guthrie looks over his shoulder, he's weakening, and Tony Davey goes for the outside line. He showed his front wheel on the inside. That means that Ian Guthrie should try and hold and defend the inside line. He's gone a little bit wide there, and Tony Davey scorches through. A little bit of clever riding, just foxes them, show them you're coming up on the outside, they tighten up, and when they drift wide, you get on the inside. Tony Davey comes up, checkered flag, all his. Vauxhall Stadium all over again. .375 solos for the Norman Southgate Trophy. Leg 4, a win for number 3, Tony Davey. Second place to number 174, Ian Guttridge. Third place to number 262, Jack Walker. Fourth place to 364, Roy Hazelden. Fifth place to number 4, Roy Gong. Sixth place to number 31, Chris Sindol. Seventh place to 559, Chris Berwick. Eighth place to 101, David Wiseman. No other finishes. The winner's time was 1 minute 31 and 3/5 seconds, an average speed of 48.7 miles per hour. That's 174, 262, 364, 4, 31, 559 and 101, 1 minute 31 and 3/5 seconds, 48.7 miles per hour. These are the 250s for the fourth and final time this afternoon. Looking for a cracking race here. Lee Street has won 3 from 3. Can he take it again? He looks keen, he looks eager, he's revving up, he's on the line. The starter is not happy. The starter is happy. The safes go and are off down that first straight into that first turn. Only a short run to the first corner. Not so many gear changes before the first turn for these quarter litres today. As they go down the back straight, Lee Street leads it. Gary Wells in second place, and then Chris Still, and then Adam Shipp. Adam Shipp had 3 rides and 3 second places, but he's down the field a little bit this time. Could cost himself a few points. 75, Lee Street, from Gary Wells, from Chris Still, David Knowles, Adam Shipp, Stevie Siret, Lee Street, Quality Street, leading out of that turn. Giving it what for, looks over his shoulder. Gary Wells is there in second place, then it's Chris Still, then it's Adam Shipp, then it's David Knowles, Stevie Siret, Colin Mandry, Christian Potter and Mark Harris. Putting the power down on the track now, winding up the throttle. 75, Lee Street. From 70, Gary Wells, Chris Still, Adam Shipp, David Knowles, Stevie Siret, Colin Mandry, Christian Potter and Mark Harris. It's all looking, David Knowles and Adam Shipp, they're having a bit of a ding-dong battle. The checkered flag is out. It's all done. It's all dusted. 4 from 4 for Lee Street, the maximum man. From 70, Gary Wells. From Chris Still, David Knowles, Adam Shipp, Stevie Siret, Colin Mandry, Christian Potter and Mark Harris. 41. A win for number 75 on the quarter litre. 4 wins from 4 races to Lee Street. Second place at number 70, Gary Wells. Third place to 82, Chris Still. Fourth place to 67, David Knowles. Fifth place to 16, Adam Shipp. Sixth place to 62. 62 is Stevie Siret. Seventh place to 666, Colin Mandry. Eighth place, 170, Christian Potter, and ninth place, number 4, Mark Harris. The winner's time was 1 minute 29 and 4/5 seconds. Average speed of 49.6 miles per hour. 29 and 4/5 seconds. 49.6 miles per hour. It's final time. The 1000cc right-hand sidecar final. Top man on points in favourite for this one is 183 Ian the Amies and Paul Phillips. Next points qualifier is 4 James Rogers and Damien James. Followed by number 7 Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. Then it was 92 Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. 81 John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. And 99 Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul. Got Hobson's choice of where to go on the line, but he'll be pleased to have made the final. And in a worse position like this and win it, I can tell you. Into the line then. Is the starter happy? The starter is happy. The red fly, the safe fly, and there they go. Elf and Leather into the first corner. Final of the right-hand sidecars.
Let's go. Bloody hell.
Oh, bit of side-by-side pushing and shoving here as James Rogers and Damien James lead out of that corner. Paul Whitelam switches on to the inside centre green with problems. Things are happening here at High Easter. It's James Rogers and Damien James the lead. Second place is Ian the Amies and Paul Phillips, who started favourite to take this race. Paul Johnson, Jason Gill in third place, pushing hard. Then it's Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul, John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. And Paul Whitelam, Kev Jones, bringing up the rear. Those front 3 outfits are on a hell of a pace as they come down there now. Could be a 6-lapper. All systems go. It's James Rogers and Damien James, because I have to think about the passengers. Put them on the front sometimes. James Rogers and Damien James then leading on the big Suzuki as they come out of that turn. Ian the Amies and Paul Phillips have gone very wide. Paul Johnson's come through on the inside to take that second place away from them. The favourites are down in third place. Trevor Colvin, who just crept into this final, is now up to fourth place. Then it's John Stafford and then Paul Whitelam. Last lap is out. They're 6-lap finals. Nobody told me. I'd have wound them up about it. On the orange outfit, takes the win. No, it doesn't. It's another lap to go. One more lap to go for James Rogers and Damien James. Down that back straight. Doesn't look like anybody's going to touch him this time. Ian the Amies and Paul Phillips push hard on the back wheel of Paul Johnson. They want that second place as they can out of this corner. There's the checkered flag. There's the first place for James Rogers and Damien James. Second to Paul Johnson. Third to Ian the Amies. Fourth to Trevor Colvin. Fifth to John Stafford. Sixth to Paul Whitelam. Official result in a moment. Race 42 as the sidecars come round. Give them a clap, give them a wave. They've entertained us well this afternoon, and definitely a nice new winner there in the right-hand sidecar classes. Let's hope he has many more in his days to come. .1000cc right-hand sidecar final then. The result, a win. A good win for number 4, James Rogers and Damien James. Second place to number 7, Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. Third place to 183, Ian the Amies and Paul Phillips. Fourth place to number 99, Trevor Colvin and Robert Paul. Fifth place to number 81, John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. And in sixth place was number 92, Paul Whitelam and Kev Jones. The winner's time over 6 laps was 2 minutes 10 and 1/5 seconds. giving an average speed of 51.4 miles per hour. From the top, 4, 7, 183, 99, 81, 92. 2 minutes, 10 and 1/5 seconds, 51.4 miles per hour. 350cc solos then coming to line. Number 77, Darren Sargent, taking the place of number 5, Matt Etherington in this, the 350cc solo final, and not a good start. Solos and come back into line again to do battle in this, the rerun of the 350cc after the full start. A lovely clean start this time, and Paul Cooper gets the best of it. Richard Smith goes with him. Simon Davies in there as well. What a good front three. Then Paul Bloomfield. Although he lost a couple of places there at the exit of that corner, but going into that turn now, it's Richard Smith and Paul Cooper side by side. Paul Cooper getting it all locked up and going places in front. Richard Smith hanging on to his back wheel. Simon Davies still in there. Then it's Andy Gold, Ben Morby. 7, Gilbert Jarrett. Paul Bloomfield, Terry Massingham. It's all happening at High Easter. Number 11 then, Paul Cooper. From Richard Smith. From Simon Davies, from Ben Morby, from Andy Gold. Richard Smith chasing hard after Paul Cooper. This looks like a 6-lapper as well. Richard Smith hanging on in there. Paul Cooper. Got it all his own way at the moment. Here's Richard Smith biding his time like Martin Hagen did with him this up here last year. Round the pits turn, Richard Smith is not losing an inch. I think he's saving his best till the last bit. There's 2 more laps to go if my calculation is right. And Richard Smith is wearing him down slowly. He'll keep pushing on that outside line till the last lap, and he'll sneak through if he can make it on the inside, mark my words. Paul Cooper knows he hasn't shaken him off. Can he push Paul Cooper into a mistake? Here they come, last lap. Richard Smith going for the inside. Now or never if he's going to do it. Simon Davey in second place. Through goes Richard Smith on the inside. Paul Cooper fighting back down the outside. They haven't quite made it. The plan was there. The plot was in place. Side by side they come round that corner. Richard Smith has caught the back wheel of him and he's gone right over the top. High side of his machine. Paul Cooper takes the win. Richard Smith lays down, I think, in some pain on the track there. And the red flags are out, but not till after the checkered flag, so the result will stand. Paul Cooper the winner. The final was a win for number 11. Paul Cooper, Cooperman. In second place, it was number 3. Simon Davey on the comeback trial. In third place, number 90, Ben Morby. In fourth place, number 261, Andy Gom. In fifth place, up from the juniors, good first ride for 150, Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. In sixth place, number 2, Craig Smith. Seventh place, 84, Gordon Walker. Eighth place, 77, Darren Sargent. And ninth place, 45, James Peters. No other finishers. The winner's time, 2 minutes, 08 and 3/5 seconds, giving an average speed of 52 miles per hour precisely. From the top 11, 3, 90, 261, 150, 2, 84, 77, 45, 2 minutes 08 and 3/5 seconds, 52 miles per hour. We see Chris Downs and Steve Dowling, Tony Penfold, Carl Bell, Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor, Mike Downs, Nathan Brown, Paul and John Grayson. So the battle is on, because there must be a battle between 25 and 121. Possibly holding the advantage at the moment. Paul Grayson on the Puma. Well, the start is happy with that second start. There go the tapes. It was a clean break. Just not everybody seemed to want to come up to the tapes. But at least nobody was rolling. Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands make it to the front line. Number 81, Chris Downs and Steve Dowling is there in second place. Tony Penfold coming through from third up to second. Sets his sights on the back wheel of Steve Maitland. What's going to happen here? Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands comfortably in front at the moment. Can Tony Penfold reel them in? All happening at High Easter. Those three outfits, I didn't quite know whether to say anything or not as they went round that corner. Didn't want to jinx anything. Round they come then. 1-2-1, Steve Maitland, Dave Hollands. A good lead ahead of Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Then it's 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor on the Honda Firestorm. And Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. And Mike Downs, Nathan Brown having a right ding-dong battle at the back there between themselves. Last lap flag is up. 1-2-1 and 25 are hard at it. Tony Penfold now knows this is his last chance to get it. And I'm not sure that whether it'll be a win or a draw if he manages to win this one with Steve Maitland in second place. I'm fairly sure if he stays in second place he won't win the meeting. They go into the last turn together. It's shoulder to shoulder. It's hot stuff. You can put them both in the back of a transit van as they come round that turn, and who's it going to be? The battle is on to the finish line. The checkered flag is out. It's tight stuff. Oh, I don't want to say who did what there. They was elbow to elbow across that line. I'm going to leave that to you boys in there. I don't want lynching. Make your mind up time. You think it's all over? It's a draw. I don't know whether Tony Penfold was trying to ask me whether it was whether that was his race or whether that's his event. The fact of the matter is, the race was won by number 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. In second place is 1-2-1, Steve Maitland and Dave Hollands. In third place, number 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. In fourth place, number 81, Chris Downs and Steve Dowling. And in fifth place, number 114, Mike Downs and Nathan Brown. The winner's time was 1 minute and 41 seconds. The speed is 44.1 miles per hour. On the line. Best point scorer from the heats was 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens, the 4 times British champion. Well, looks at the moment like we're going to get a run-off for that left-hand sidecar, so you're going to get an extra race, and I think there's going to be a battle. It was close enough finish that time. I don't think get any closer than that. This is a 500cc sidecar final. 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. 10, Tony Cook and Daniel Crawford. 9, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And 23, Tony Starke and Darren Wood. There they go, down the first straight. Who's it going to be? Alpha Leather into the first corner. Picking it up is Raz Palmer. 71, Raz Palmer coming good in the final. In second place at the moment is Lester Goodwin. He chases after Raz hard on this, the High Easter European circuit. What a lovely track it is. What a gorgeous day's racing we've had. And Raz Palmer is leading the 500cc final from Lester Goodwin. From Simon Beard. Oh, we didn't need that little bit of coming together there of those two sidecars. And out goes Richard Webb and out goes Tony Starke. 4 outfits only remaining in this one. And they're on their way round. Raz Palmer is leading it. Lester Goodwin is in second place and pushing hard on the outside. Is it going to be another one of those tricks? Will he push hard on the outside right to the last corner? Lester Goodwin does seem to have a little bit more speed going into that corner, but he needs to get the race in line, and Raz Palmer won't give it away voluntarily. Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens fighting it out on the front line. Then Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. Then Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Now just watch these last two, because there's a closing laps coming up. Round that pit's turn, Lester Goodwin gets a good inside run, but Raz Palmer won't let him in there. Raz Palmer keeps making him go round the outside, and we've got 2 more laps to go of this thrilling chase. What's going to happen? Raz Palmer, a very experienced campaigner, getting the grip to the ground where he needs it. Lester Goodwin fighting hard in second place. He knows how hard it's going to be to get past this man. They come round that pit's turn one more time. They will see the last lap flag in front of them. They'll know it's now or never, and Lester Goodwin comes through. Lester Goodwin comes through. Raz Palmer relegated to second position there. Lester Goodwin now powering down that back straight. Raz Palmer in second place chasing him. Into the last turn they come. Lester Goodwin got it all his own way now as Raz Palmer chases round in second place. The checkered flag goes. A win for Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. Second, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. Followed by Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And then Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. Oh, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens going on their lap of honour. Clerks of the course is having all kinds of discussions. What I can tell you is that the left-hand sidecars have decided not to have a runoff, and they've decided that who won that race is the winner of the event. Thought it was so evenly matched that whoever won that would probably win the other one, so they've decided not to have a runoff. Keith Drury and Richard Webb unfortunately crashed out on that one, but they'll live to see another day. A win for number 3, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens. In second place was 71, Raz Palmer and Danny Hogg. In third place was number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. And in fourth place, number 7, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. No other finishers. The winner's time 2 minutes 12 and 2/5 seconds, an average speed of 50.5 miles per hour. That's 3, 71, 4 and 7, 2 minutes 12 and 2/5 seconds, 50.5 miles per hour. This is the 6-lap 500cc solo final, the last race of the afternoon, and what a cracker it looks like it's going to be. We've had number 50 Phil Ambrose out there winning races this afternoon. 11, Paul Cooper has been winning races this afternoon, and 38, Jason King. Look for the dark horse 10, Dave Rumsey. Look for the young pretender, you got 153, Tom Cooper. Look for the man who does things unexpected, you got 60, Stevie Green. Look for regular talent, you get 26 Mark Giles. It's going to be a cracker, and here they go. Heading off into the first turn, Paul Cooper gets the best of it. Paul Cooper rounds the first turn, he's flat out and going for gold. The race has been stopped. There's a big pile up on the first turn. Jason King is down, and somebody else is down on the floor as well. Didn't really see what happened there, so can't pass you any comments, I'm afraid. Jason King is up and okay. The other lad looks like he's still on the floor. Also interesting to see how the starter has beaten them most times this afternoon. In fact, I think every time this afternoon. But I think we've had a brilliant day's racing. And let's hope we can get this race done and dusted without any further hold-ups. It'll still be a good race, I'm sure. The riders coming into line. The starter is happy. The brakes have gone and away they go. Paul Cooper again, a cracking start from the outside. He really makes the break. He goes round that first turn ahead of Mark Giles and powers on towards victory. Phil Ambrose is there in third place chasing after Mark Giles. And Stevie Green is in there in fourth. Then is Tom Cooper in fifth and Gareth Hickmott in sixth. Round the turn they come. Look at Phil Ambrose and Mark Giles hard at it. Mark Giles not giving an inch and Phil Ambrose pushing as hard as he knows how. Number 11, Paul Cooper, leading out of that turn and down that back straight. And it's Mark Giles and Phil Ambrose. Phil Ambrose this time trying the outside. Phil Ambrose getting the better of it. Phil Ambrose up to second place. It's 11, Paul Cooper out in front. It's 50, Phil Ambrose. It's 26, Mark Giles. 153, Tom Cooper. Then Stevie Green, Mark Ferry, Gareth Hickmott and Tim Reckermount, Martin Sturgeon and Craig Smith. Not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And here they come. Number 11, Paul Cooper at half distance with Phil Ambrose in second place, Mark Giles in third, then Tom Cooper and Stevie Green, Mark Ferry, Gareth Hickmott, Tim Reckermount, Martin Sturgeon and Craig Smith. They have a red flag up, they've got problems. Right down on the outside there. Race being stopped. I think that's Mark Giles that's dropped it over there actually. So there will be a rerun, but it will be over 4 laps only. 4 laps only, the 500cc solo final. And this time we won't get Mark Giles. Still got a Nokia phone here, nobody's collected. Oh, it's working. It's working, it's vibrating. Ginny calling, Ginny calling. The 500cc solos are underway once more. Flat out of the turn they go then. Number 11, Paul Cooper. Number 50, Phil Ambrose, challenging in second place. Paul Cooper wheelies a little bit down the straight, pulls a few yards clear. Paul Cooper sideways out of that turn. Phil Ambrose right there alongside. Not going to waste any. Tom Cooper in third. Then Stevie Green and Gareth Hickmott. Mark Ferry. Tim Reckermount. Look at those two on the front line. Very fast. Paul Cooper, 50. Phil Ambrose. Then Tom Cooper and Stevie Green. Gareth Hickmott, Mark Ferry. Tim Reckermount. Craig Smith. Martin Sturgeon. Yellow flag is up there. We had a fallen rider. I think it was Tom Cooper, was it? He's back on an okay. Round they come then. Last lap now. Oh, Phil Ambrose very wide. Paul Cooper still holding on to it. Paul Cooper taking the wide line and Phil Ambrose trying to come on terms on the inside. They're on the last lap, half a lap to go. Round this turn for the last time. Paul Cooper seems to have it his own way. Phil Ambrose isn't giving up. They come up to the line now. It's Paul Cooper that wins. Phil Ambrose in second place. Then Mark Ferry, Gareth Hickmott, Tim Mount, Craig Smith, Martin Sturgeon. What a lovely day's racing we've had here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There's Paul Cooper. Give him a wave and a cheer. Done very well to hold on to that. And the winner was number 11, Paul Cooper. Second place to number 50, Phil Ambrose. Third place to 188, Mark Ferry. Fourth place to number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Fifth place to 17, Tim Mount. Sixth place to number 2, Craig Smith. And seventh place to number 15, Martin Sturgeon. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute and 25 seconds, an average speed of 52.4 miles.
In fifth place, it was number 82, Chris Gill. Come and meet Tony Steggles. He did it before you did. Third place, number 17, Gary Wells. Tell the boys who need the money. Second place after a lot of hard scrapping all day, number 16, Adam Schick. And to the winner of the 250 class this afternoon on a maximum .4 ride 4 win score was 75, Lee Street. Quality Street. They didn't put any valves on that one because it's for a two-stroke. It's up from the juniors, a fresh young face to senior Grasstrack, 150 Bevan Gilbert Jarrett. Might be the first time you've seen him, won't be the last. Fourth place, a more regular campaigner, 261, Andy Gorm.
Hello, my mate. Yeah, keep well. Cheers, mate.
Third place, getting better and getting richer, number 19, Ben Morby. Second place, is it a one-off? Is he coming back? I bet he won't give the game away now. Number 3, Simon Davey. And the winner this afternoon, the very fast, the very stylish, number 11, Paul Cooper. Superman.
Thanks a lot.
500 cc's and back to Tony Steggles, one of the masters of the 500cc machine in this centre. In sixth place, he didn't need the money last time, Craig Smith! Oh, he needs it this time. You've got his other one. Oh, this is your... Where am I? 500's Craig Smith. Then we go to number 17, Tim Wrecker-Mount. What a day for him. Didn't break nothing. He's got some money to fix it with. Hasn't turned up for the books, has it? In fourth place, number 7, Gareth Hickmott. Come on now. Third place, number 188, Mark Ferry. Second place, didn't he try hard? Number 50, Phil Ambrose. Doesn't he always try hard? And in first place, picking up the money again, number 11, Paul Cooperman. Well, that's very nice work from Paul Cooper. Thank you very much for a nice meeting. Nice to hear that sort of thing. And so the others, Richard Webb takes the lot. See you in the beer tent. Fourth place, Barrie Bennett and Steve Tong. It's all really doing it out here, don't they? Third place to number 4, Simon Beard and Richard Sweeting. Second place, number 71, Raz Power and Danny Hall. And in first place, it's quite used to winning up here, don't they, really? Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens!
Well done, Lester. You can't use it. Well done, Lester.
Good lad. Thousands EC sidecars, change of presenter to Steve Jewison. One of the fastest men ever from the Eastern Centre on a right-hand sidecar. In sixth place, we go for Paul Whiteland and Kev Jones.
He's gone out.
Doesn't need the money, does he? In fifth place, it was 81, John Stafford and Carl Squirrel. Fourth place, 99, Trevor Colvin and Rob Paul. And the old timer. Third place went to Ian Amis and Paul Phillips. What went wrong there? He was favourite for that. Favourite he was. Second place to Paul Johnson and Jason Gill. And first place, a bit of a long-awaited first place there. In the money at last, number 4, James Rogers and Damien James. Well done, boys. Let's see many more of them. Left-hand sidecars, top 3. In third place was 19, Dominic Doyle and Peter Taylor. Didn't they do well? In second place, with a very gentlemanly gesture of no runoff, 1-2-1, Steve Maitland and Dave Holland. And in first place, lovely trophies. First place, 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Very, very smart in those suits. Well done. Fourth one isn't, as you lot know. 375s in third place, number 262, Jack Walker. Second place, number 174, Ian Rainman Guthrie. And in first place, Tony, the Shrimp, Davey.
A bigger one than that. It's not bigger than that.